Recently, I talked about Act 1, which was Runway's character performance capture that you could have a driving video, it would detect your facial movement, and then apply that to a still image. I did a short where I kind of tested it. I wanted to do a full video, but honestly, I wasn't too crazy about it, and so I just didn't. And recently, however, they updated to allow video to go into it. And that really caught my attention because as if you've watched any of my videos, you know that video to video AI, I think, is really where it's the most useful when you're looking at tools for filmmaking. And so I wanted to test that out. So what I did was try to figure out what is the best way that you could use this in like a film related use case. And the first thing that came to mind was ADR. You know, your dialogue you can't record it on site, or the audio is bad, or for whatever reason, you have to re-record your dialogue later. You do that later in post, and then you overlay that on your original video. Well, what if you could do performance replacement and say you missed a line, or you wanted to add in a line, or there was something off about the performance. Maybe the actor was having a bad day and you want to call them back in. Well, maybe you don't have access to the locations. Maybe you don't have the money to go back and do your reshoots, or for whatever reason, this might be a tool. And I say might because I don't think it's quite there yet, but I think it's going to get there. But I think this is potentially a tool that can be a performance replacement to, save money on reshoots if you need to do a quick recapture of it. So I'm going to show you what I did. I did 2 videos. I kind of went the route of maybe the performance wasn't that great and you want to get the actor back in, right? So disclaimer, I am not a professional actor. So bear with the performances here. But on this one, what I wanted to do was just kind of give a not so expressive performance. And this is what I did here. Look, when you walk through that door, you got to make a choice. You're either changing history or you become a footnote in someone else's victory. So what's it going to be? All right, so that is the reference video that is going to have everything put on it. So then you have the driving video up here. This is the one where you're really just kind of focusing on the face, so it captures the expressions. And this is where I wanted to give it a little bit more expression in the performance. Look, when you walk through that door, you got to make a choice. You're either changing history or you're going to be a footnote in someone else's victory. So what's it going to be? Look. All right, so that's that. All right, then you hit generate and it goes. And it took about a minute to generate one. So it's very quick. And just before I show those, I have 2 here because you have motion intensity settings. Default is at level 3. This is just about how expressive the character is compared to your driving video. So this one is the 3. This one I cranked it up to 5. Really, there's not a huge difference between the two. Not at least not what I did in these. But I'll show you both of them. So first of all, here is number 3. Look, when you walk through that door, you got to make a choice. You're either changing history or you're going to be a footnote in someone else's victory. So what's it going to be? Look. All right, so that's 3. Let's check out 5. Look, when you walk through that door, you got to make a choice. You're either changing history or you're going to be a footnote in someone else's victory. So what's it going to be? Okay, so I think maybe 3 looks a little better, so I'm just going to keep it running as I talk. It's definitely not perfect. You can see some, moving around here, around where it's kind of replacing the head. The lips aren't quite synced up. It's almost as if the audio is slightly out of sync. And, if you look into the mouth for too long, you can see some of that kind of AI artifact. So it's definitely by no means perfect. But I do think that this is something that has potential as the technology improves to really be a useful tool in some cases, not having to go do full on reshoots, especially if you are backed into a corner, like I said, and you don't have access to that location anymore. It's like you really need to redo something with that shot, and there's no way you're going to be able to reshoot. This is potentially a way that that you can solve that. Let me go back to this one again. I'll just play this. Let me turn it on. Well, I'll play the dialogue again so you can. Look, when you walk through that door, you got to make a choice. You're either changing history or you're going to be a footnote in someone else's victory. So what's it going to be? Look, and obviously, like, the body movement doesn't quite match up. So, just with like ADR, I'll keep it going. Just like with ADR, you sort of have to match the performance when you're re-recording the lines. So maybe you kind of have to record your driving video while you're watching the original clip and sort of make sure that you're timing the body movements at the same time, maybe being a little more expressive in your voice. And obviously there's going to be a balance where it'll match and not match, and that's a whole separate issue. But just as far as talking about the technology here, I think that it's a pretty exciting update. I'm excited to see where this moves forward and how this progresses and gets better and better. Anyway, that's about all I had to talk about with this. It's a pretty quick video. Let me know in the comments if you thought 3 was better or level 5 was better, which one kind of molded best with the base video. Also, if you see this and you're like, I have exactly what I need to fix something in my own project, let me know about that in the comments. If you are able to fix something and it turns out good, post a link to it. I'll check it out. Let everybody check it out. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty simple setup, so I think that's about the end of this video.